Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Keys of the Castle podcast. I'm going to do part two of Disney content channels and vloggers, I guess. Not really vloggers, but Disney, just Disney content channels and outlets that I enjoy and think are useful. Um, just where I left off on the last episode, this is part two. So basically, what I was going to say next before I ran out of time on the last episode, the next one I wanted to talk about, just gonna get straight into it, is Offhand Disney. So Offhand Disney is awesome. This is also one of my personal favorite channels to watch. Dallin from Offhand Disney is just so super insightful. And honestly, I'm gonna go ahead and say, hands down, he is the most hilarious Disney content creator out there. In my opinion, he is just the most hilarious. I love his humor, and again, it's one of those. So his is not like a vlogging channel because, like myself, he's not. He doesn't live local to the parks, as far as I know, which is just even more impressive. The level of content that he can put out uh, for the Disney content, like it's just incredible. Um, so yeah, his stuff is not vlog style. A lot of it, it's just so fun. Like there's so much stuff in that channel. A lot of it is just like I don't. There's so many different unique videos he has. It's hard to explain. A lot of it is his history type of stuff. Some of it is like not like what is it called? Like fan theories and stuff like that. He does a lot of like theories stuff. Um he just does it's so you just gonna have to check it out. It's too hard to describe. He does do like news and updates and stuff like that too. But he just does great videos. The quality is great. Again, the humor is outstanding, top notch in my opinion. And yeah, I would say with that one, like I said, it's not a vlog format. But for me, it's like the perfect mix of entertainment and I would say it's a little bit more leaning towards entertainment stuff than informational. But it's pretty equal. It's a pretty equal mix. And obviously it depends on the video, of course, as well. But this has got to be one of my top channels. Like the stuff that Dallin gets into on Offhand Disney. I mean, he brings some really, really, really great points to the table. He brings some great questions to the table. Some of the stuff that I've thought about that I've never told anyone about or that I've never heard anyone else talk about, he then brings up. So it's really cool to, find that validation and stuff like that. Just, um, with him also having some of the same questions, and to me, they're good questions to have. So yeah, good stuff, and huge shout out to him and Offhand Disney for their channel. So potentially the next bit is going to be kind of a bit of a maybe like a lightning round. So these are more so informational channels. So huge shout out to allears.net. They're kind of like more so like if you're planning a trip to Walt Disney World, um they do like tips, tricks and hacks and that sort of a stuff. And it is very informational but in like the most entertaining way. So that one I would say is pretty full on informational, but they do kind of have a vlogging style aspect to it. So I love that channel as well. Um, Disney Food Blog, which is DFB Guide. They are pretty much every other possible subject you can also think of besides food, although food, I believe, is their specialty. So they're always super informational and really on it. So if you're ever just curious to learn more information about Disney in general, and especially if you're planning a trip to Walt Disney World, um, that one is like super helpful to check out. And I think those are my top ones. I'm just looking. Oh, SoCal Disney Dad. He's another one that's like really awesome for planning to Disneyland specifically. I feel like he is kind of like it's kind of a weird way to put it, but he's almost kind of like the um no, I'm not gonna compare it to any other content creator. He's his own thing and it's really cool. So he does kind of like a vlogging style stuff, but extremely helpful information for planning a trip to Disneyland. Um, or even if you're a local, like just really good stuff. So check out his channel, SoCal Disney Dad. That is Trevor. He's awesome and he's got an awesome family. And who else? He kind of, yeah, but basically, I don't want to say yeah, he doesn't really, I don't know. He's kind of like a mix. This is kind of probably not the right way of explaining it. He's kind of like a mix to me of like the Magical Meg channel and Provost Park Pass channel, where he kind of does like vlogging stuff, but he also kind of specializes in like helpful information and tips and doing stuff like that for trip planning and stuff like that. Just extra. The thing is that Disneyland doesn't get a lot of love in terms of like helpful tips and tricks and hacks and planning your vacation and stuff like that because Disney World is like the number one, family vacation destination in the world and whatever, I'm pretty sure. And it's like, 8 billion, cajillion, zillion, thousand times bigger than Disneyland. So Disneyland doesn't get a lot of love, even though it's freaking awesome. And yeah, there's a lot to it. There's a lot of things that, a lot of ways that you can definitely find on this channel to make your trip so much better. So shout out to them, SoCal Disney Dad, at Disneyland. And speaking of Disneyland, one of my favorites, well, my absolute favorite live streamer, really the only one that I watch, is Theme Park Steve. Um, so Theme Park Steve probably knows me as Caveman because of my other channels, which would be Cave and Cognition Music and Cave and Cognition Coffee. So shout out to Theme Park Steve. You're absolutely awesome. And yeah, those are probably my top channels. Some other good ones that I love. I'm just browsing through my own kind of list of stuff that I, check out a lot of times is LMG Vids. Another one is 360 Attractions for like ride along videos and stuff like that. LMG Vids would be pretty informational, but like in a fun way. A lot of it is not even just for trip planning. It's just cool to watch and fun and entertaining facts and stuff. But in a fun way, like facts makes it sound so boring, but it's really not. So those guys, Lisa Land is another one of those ones that's like specifically Disneyland, which again, it's such a big, there's so much room to create more content, I guess, for Disneyland because people need so much more advice for Disneyland because it doesn't get a lot of love in that sense. So Lisa Land is out there doing her thing. I think she mostly does food reviews from what I know. But she does a lot of other stuff too, I'm sure. Um, and I think that's pretty much it. I mean, a couple other honorable mentions. Um, let's see. I watch Best Life and Beyond. And what else? Keys of the Castle, no big deal. But yeah, those are probably my favorite ones. So just wanted to shout out those ones, and those are like, I guess, the most helpful ones. I'm sure there's more. I'm gonna probably end this podcast, of course, and be like, oh shoot, I should have mentioned this one and that one. Oh, if you're gluten free, then gluten free and dairy free at Walt Disney World, or sorry, gluten free and Disney free at WDW. They're awesome. It's shoot, I'm blanking on their names at the moment because I just went through everything else, and it's been a while since I watched their videos, but um they're mostly based at Walt Disney World, but they also do like cruise lines and other stuff too. So if you're gluten free or have any sort of food allergy, please check them out. They're really, really cool and awesome and helpful for YouTube. They're the best ones on YouTube to me when it comes to, in my opinion, when it comes to like at least that I've found when it comes to gluten free or dairy free or any allergy. I don't think they're dairy free anymore in terms of like what they personally eat, but they do showcase and cover everything. So if you have some sort of special diet or something, feel free to check that out. And I think that's pretty much it. So I'll go ahead and call it there for today. Speaking of gluten free, I am going to try to do a kind of like a planning for Paris Disneyland gluten free, since we're going to Paris Disneyland soon, in the next few months here. So I'll probably, yeah, come out with something about that. I don't know if it's fair to come out with that since I'm still planning and I haven't actually, um, what is it called? Experienced it yet, but I think I'm just gonna do it anyway, more than likely. So potentially that will be the next video or the next podcast, but we'll see. But anyway, for now, thanks so much for listening. And finally, brothers and sisters, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about these things. All right, guys. Thanks for listening. Take care.